Hello, viewers. Welcome back to our YouTube channel, English Made Easy by Teacher Ezra. Here, we learn concepts in English, we get motivated, and we learn some of the facts about life. At the Motivation Corner today, I would want us to go through some of the ways or how we can score grade A in just 30 days. Have you asked yourself why some of your colleagues or some of your friends study for less time, but at the end of the day, they score better grades than yourself? Today is the answer. At the end of this video, you will find a way through which you can move from whatever grade that you are scoring now, from grade E, from grade D, from grade C, from grade B to grade A in just 30 days. If you've not subscribed to this channel, remember to subscribe so that anytime we upload our amazing videos, then you will always be there. You will be the first one to be notified. Remember to also like our videos. Leave a comment as well below this video. I want us to go through some of the ways that we can make our study reading beneficial, that we can ensure that we come out with something during a reading session. Just as I said in my previous video on how to pass exams, and by the way, you can also check out for that video on how to pass exams. We found out that an ideal study session should not go for more than 1 hour. So remember that an ideal study session does not go for more than 60 minutes. Let's take, for example, you have 60 minutes to study or to read a subject. How should you schedule yourself so that your session becomes beneficial, such that you master the various concepts that you read? We are going to look at a certain method that some of you may be familiar with. That is what we call SQ3R. In SQ3R, we have what we call surveying as the first, at the first point. We have surveying. In surveying a text, you skim through the textbook or the notebook. Of importance here will be the title, the subheadings, the headings. You can also look at some of the points, the main points that are written in bold. Again, you can look at the first sentences of the various paragraphs. What you are doing here is that you are surveying the text. You are trying to familiarize yourself with the material that you are going to study or read. After surveying the text, and surveying the text, by the way, should go for 5 minutes. So you remain with 55 minutes of study. From surveying, we move to what we call questioning. At the point of questioning, you are going to use the headings, you are going to use the subheadings, you are going to use the main points to formulate questions. And you are going to list these questions down on a piece of paper. There are some textbooks which are even better, because at the end of each and every topic, then we see questions listed there. So you can add your formulated questions to the questions that are already there. From questioning should also take 5 minutes. You should use 5 minutes to formulate these questions and write them down. And you can also add the questions that normally appear at the end of various topics. From questioning, you now move to the intensive reading of the material. At the intensive reading of the material, you already have the questions in your mind. And as you read, you are really specific and particular about what you are looking for. So this intensive reading session should take 30 minutes. And by the way, remember to always use the tips that we gave in our last video, how to pass exams, where we say you should sit upright, plant your feet on the ground, and you should maintain a posture that does not encourage dozing or sleeping. So those are some of the tips that you should carry over and use when you are now doing the intensive reading. The intensive reading should go for 30 minutes. After the intensive reading, we have already used 40 minutes of our study time. And what we have remaining is 20 minutes. How then do we spend the 20 remaining minutes? At part 4, we now record the answers to the questions that we formulated in step 2. And in trying to answer these questions, always avoid looking back at the text or at your notebook. Try to answer these questions without being aided by your textbooks or your notes. I am aware that sometimes you are going to meet some questions that you cannot find their answers. So you are going back to your text, you are going back to your notes, and you are going to reread the material that is proving to be a little bit complex. And then you can formulate other questions and you try to answer them later. We move to the 5th step. And in the 5th step, we have, the recording should go for 10 minutes. Then we move to the 5th step, which is called review. Review should take 5 minutes. And here at the review, now you are allowed to go back to your notes or to what you read in the textbook and try to compare them with your answers. This is also the point whereby you can take your time and think about what you have read. And that one leads us to the last step in an ideal study schedule. The last step is the meditations step. Having consumed 55 minutes of our study time, we now remain with 5 minutes. What you do with these 5 minutes can make a big difference. And that is what we call meditation. After reading the material and going through the steps that we have talked about, don't just run out. You don't just start making noise. Don't just start walking about. But take your time. Meditate. In meditation, use 5 minutes to just think about what you have read. Just try brainstorming if you have really grasped that concept which you are trying to study. Again, never be overambitious. Don't read a large chunk of material in just one reading session. Make it manageable. Viewers, if you follow these steps, then trust me, in 30 days, you will move from whatever your grade to grade A. Remember, consistency is also key. It is not a matter of doing it once. Do it again and again, and you will see your grades improve to unimaginable levels. Until next time.